We cheered the humans' arrival and their achievement of reaching the stars. About a century ago, the first vessel signaled a turning point in history, the moment when our species first came into contact with another that broke the boundaries set by traditional physics. We had waited for such a sibling race for a very long time, our dreams becoming increasingly futile with every decade that went by. A great number of the species that we had found had spread out to colonize other bleak rocks in their home system after leaving their homeworld. However, none of them had succeeded in doing so before the arrival of humans. According to the event's official history, the initial encounter took place in the Proxima Centauri system. When the tiny human spacecraft abruptly descended into ordinary space, our vessel, a simple survey vessel, was still at work. About course, we knew about their type, having seen them numerous times over the ages. In fact, we had long since written them off as one of the species most likely to annihilate itself before they ever managed to establish a notable space presence. Still, there they were. After our ship recognized the crew as human-to-human communication could start. The humans had to return home because their ship was experimental, and they had a limited amount of fuel, power, and supplies for their mission, which had a tight deadline. Space is very large. Space is incredibly large. The fact that we did not come into contact with people for 2 generations is not surprising. On the contrary, it's astonishing that we had a survey ship in the Proxima Centauri system at the very moment that humanity landed there in the far future. However, both they and we were aware that they had carried it out. Nevertheless, we were unprepared for what we experienced. Our technology has not altered much since we perfected the capacity to jump across the wide, empty regions of space hundreds of years ago, when our ships were still immature. Although we probably shouldn't have been shocked by the quick changes in early human spacecraft, we were. After all, we do have some records of our first ships. The next human contact, which took place on a survey vessel once more, revealed a huge, monstrous behemoth made of steel, aluminium, and ceramics, rather than a modest ship with a crew of 5. Our survey boat was dwarfed by it. They admitted that there were about 1,000 passengers on board when approached. We received the information from that survey vessel. Before humans were able to come into contact with us once more, it took another generation. This time, their enormous cruiser strayed into one of our systems of colonization. They expressed regret for the trespass, and we reassured them that no harm would be experienced if none was meant. As a colony, the country had a sufficient government envoy to extend an invitation to the humans to join them on the orbiting starport platform for a lavish celebration marking their first chance to meet in person. Although there was a nice discussion and some cultural sharing, it was obvious that the ship was military in nature, and the attendance of the human crew fully reflected that. In order to exchange ideas and cultural knowledge as well as to arrange the transfer of products, services, and ideas, our diplomat urged the humans to send a second ship carrying people they believed we should meet. This proposition was accepted by the human captain. Our formal acquaintance began after 5 years of courier work to determine the location and time the human ship would arrive. We extended an invitation to visit our homeworld, where we held the celebrations in the diplomatic post located at the foot of our larger moon. We discovered the truth at that point. All of them are moron. As diplomats, the humans on behalf of their people don't know how their ship can travel across the galaxy. They have no idea how the ships navigate between worlds centered on the same star. The underlying technology of artificial illumination is beyond their comprehension. The members of the diplomatic delegation were unaware of the functioning and manufacturing process of their intriguing zipper garment technology. The embassy was founded and has now been for 10 years. We have found that not a single human who has ever visited our planet is familiar with how any of their fundamental technologies operate. It appears that not all people are created equal. The interesting thing is that, due to their lack of intelligence, humans have accomplished something that we have never been able to accomplish, and that we have not seen on any of the other possible spacefaring races. They have created a method that enables people who are not tech-savvy to use it. Nearly everyone in their society can now use technical equipment that are so complex that only a small number of people comprehend how they operate, thanks to the efforts of their elite scholars and engineers. Because specialists do not need to comprehend how anything else works in order to function as members of society, they have succeeded in creating a society where they may concentrate all of their efforts on their one area of expertise. Most of their people are utterly stupid and incompetent at most things, but they are exceptionally good at the one thing they are most knowledgeable about, and they prosper inside their community. I am sharing this discovery with you because if we can persuade people to share it with us, I can only begin to scratch the surface of how this discovery might propel the advancement of our society. Kindly subscribe to this channel.